What up? What up? What up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Dawg079 back with another episode of How I See It podcast. I just been chilling lately. I ain't been posting recently because I try to be selective with what I be posting, man. I don't just be want to jump out here talking about no anything, just trying to get some views up and shit like that. You feel me? So I just been in the cut. Furthermore, I run a couple of other businesses outside of podcasting, so it's ultimately come down to me just being able to divide my time accordingly, be where I need to be when I need to be there. So I'm here with you today because I feel like I need to be here today. What up? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, well, 18-year-old Uvalde, Texas resident Salvador Ramos killed his grandmother and then proceeded to murder 19 kids and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School before killing himself. My thoughts and prayers are with the family and the victims, man, because this like just yet another senseless tragedy, another senseless act of violence that take place, man. And with the just like the tragedy in Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? We hearing about this guy having a potential mental illness and all of that now, and that may have contributed to the overall act. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, like, if there was a history of mental illness, why was this kid ever allowed to purchase 2 assault rifles on his 18th birthday? Like, if he had a previous history of mental illness, I'm figuring that whoever sold him the guns or somebody should have some knowledge that he was not stable enough to be purchasing weapons, because ain't no telling what he gonna do with them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they allowed that anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to figure out, like, did they assume he outgrew the mental illness? Like, I don't even know how through that check, man. It just seemed like it's really, really lax laws in terms of who allowed to get guns, whether you get them on the street or whether you walking in the store and purchasing them. Like, it just seems really, really easy to get guns. And I feel like if somebody would have just been paying more attention, man, this could have been prevented. Or, like, it's just a good thought, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, I'm just praying for the families, man, and just hoping that everybody can band together and that we as a country can realize that we need to do something. We need to stand up and just try to make a difference in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? The kid name was Salvador Ramos, and Salvador Ramos failed his family. He failed the community, and there ain't no question about that, man. But I want to know, like, who failed Salvador Ramos? You know, somebody was responsible for this kid, man, and they failed to get him the proper help that he obviously needed. And yet, once again, innocent people left picking up the pieces of their lives and planning funerals for 19 babies and 2 teachers, you know. And I just want to echo the words of Steve Kerr, Golden State coach. You know, when are we going to do something about it? Or is it simply too late to do anything about it? You know what I'm saying? That's a frightening thought, and definitely not one I want to believe is true. I hope that it's something we can do as a community, as a country, to just try to stop things like this from happening, because like, that's beyond senseless, and it hurt me to my core to know that that happened to them, man. Them little bitty kids, man. I shared it on my Instagram story because, like, people need to see what's going on. You know what I mean? And my grandma used to say, like, it take a village to raise a child. And that's an African proverb. It just basically means everybody responsible for the kids that's in the community. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a step in the right direction to establish or reestablish a sense of community within our communities. Because here's the reality. Like, if I ignore that your kid being bad down the street, just because what his actions was today wasn't necessarily affecting me, don't mean that tomorrow that those same actions can affect me or my family or my children or my grandmother or somebody. So we are responsible for each other, man. And if you see somebody that need guidance and teaching, don't just turn the cold shoulder because it's not your child. You know what I'm saying? Because eventually that same drama that's going on in them other people's household going to be all over our streets. It's going to be all in our schools. It's going to be everywhere. So it literally takes a village to raise a child. And we have to get back to being a community. We have to get back to being a village, and understanding that we got a responsibility to our community. We got a responsibility to our neighbors to try to help everybody get through what they're going through in their life. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel about it, man. I don't feel like nobody was. I just don't understand how they knew at this point that he had mental illness, but like he wasn't being treated. I don't know if he was being treated or not. I just know that ain't been brought out yet. But I just know, I just feel like, man, that none of this should have happened. That's how I feel, like, period. None of this shouldn't have happened because somebody should have been paying attention somewhere to know that this kid was a problem, that he was going through something. I heard them talking about he had sent text messages and something like that before he actually did the crime. And that should have been enough for somebody to pounce on that, even if they thought it wasn't serious. Just go check that out. But, you know, it ain't nothing we can do about it today. But the objective of what I'm talking about is what we need to do to prevent incidents like this from like constantly happening, man, because it's out of control. We just still dealing with the Buffalo situation. And here we go again. Now it's Uvalde, Texas. I'm in Wisconsin. They just had a bomb threat at an elementary school in Wisconsin because of a little kid that got a sexual identity that the rest of the kids don't deal with. So it was a bomb threat. You know what I'm saying? I don't even really know what happened with that, because sometimes when I be watching these things, man, it just be breaking my heart to see the condition that we in right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm gonna just move it on along, man, because you know how I do it, man. So we gonna slide right on into the situation that's going on down there in Jacksonville right now with Ksoo, whose real name is Abdul Robinson. He currently fighting multiple charges of murder and other crimes. Yesterday, we all found out that his father, Abdul Robinson Sr., had agreed to testify against him in trial. This is rocking the hip hop community right now. Like, everybody's shocked. Like, whoa, what is this? How did this come about? But this how the game go, man. You know what I'm saying? We get ourselves caught up in situations that seem to be important. Like, so important that we're willing to extinguish life. But when it's time to be accountable, then everybody start thinking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no loyalty in the street, bro. I don't know what people be thinking. Let me look in this camera. Look, bro, ain't no loyalty in the street, bro. Like, it's not no loyalty in the street. It ain't no love in the street. The streets don't love nobody. You know, hatred for another group of young black men banded this group of black men together in commission of these crimes, allegedly, right? But 99% of the time, we mistake a common enemy as friendship or love. You know, just because we dislike the same people don't mean that we're going to be loyal to each other or even be decent to each other. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if Abdul Robinson Sr. genuinely loved his sons, he would have steered them away from the streets instead of joining them on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of them, as far as I know, they like really young kids. They teenagers. And this dude is in his 50s, and you out there in the streets running around with your kids, allegedly murdering people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make no sense to me. So ultimately, like, Abdul Robinson Sr., he failed as a parent because he should have been there for Ksoo and his son. Like, no, what was going on in the street, no matter what they was going through, you old enough to understand the ramifications of making a situation like that. And I feel like he should have been there to try to guide his kids in a different way. So he failed, in my opinion, he failed his kids. You feel what I'm saying? And like, by testifying against his children, like, he also failed as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because who do that? Now, I mean, who really do that? I ain't. This is like my first time hearing something like that. I'm sure it probably happened somewhere, right? But this is my first time hearing about it. You know what I mean? And who do that? You know what I mean? You was out there ripping and running with these young boys, and you was on what they was on. And now you locked up, and the money funny now. The money funny now, so you thinking about yourself. Like, I don't know how nobody could deal with nothing like that. You know what I mean? I go off the pillow and mirror test. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do nothing that make it hard for me to sleep at night or make me hate the person I see in the mirror every day. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something, that's a piece of game I share with y'all freely. Take that for free. Like, people need to start living off that, maybe living off the pillow and mirror test. Don't do nothing that's going to make it hard for you to sleep at night. And don't do nothing that's going to make you hate the person you see in the mirror. I think that'll be a good thing. But in terms of Abdul Robinson Sr., like, way to go, bro. I guess. But I don't know how you could do nothing like that. And personally, I don't think it's right for the district attorney to even be working a plea deal with Abdul Robinson Sr. Because he was a dope and they was kids. Like, he should have tried to prevent the violence, not involve himself in it. And for that, I feel like he should be held accountable for his actions, for his role in it, for being a senior figure in a minor's issues. Like, you was a grown ass man out here involved in that situation. You should be held accountable for that, because if ain't nobody had a chance to really try to stop that, it was you, and you didn't do that. But them people know why they doing what they doing, and clearly I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think that's foul all the way around the board. And my only hope is that at some point we wake up to reality, man. Because ain't nobody winning these wars. Like, in the end, everybody losing. You go over there and you did a drill on them people, and they mom and them crying, and they all broke up, and then y'all gonna make a song about it, right? And then they come right back and do it to you, do it to your family members, and then you just keep going until the whole community is exterminated. And I want to know, like, who do you think really winning? Like, who do you think really winning? The same people that don't want you here anyway. The only difference is now they figured out a way to make you hate yourself and hate anything that look like you. So now you could do the work that they used to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel. I feel like the way that young black youth are out there exterminating each other, it's almost like we turned into the same people that our civil rights ancestors had to hide from. You know what I'm saying? Like, we doing that job now. Like, we Willie lynched out. Like, we think we run something. We think we own something. But you really not own nothing. You don't even have a clear-cut idea of what an enemy is. You don't have a clear-cut identity of what an opposition is. But we identify each other these ways. Like, don't nobody see a brother. Don't nobody see a sister. Everybody an opposition now. You know what I'm saying? I think people need to start thinking more, man. Like, for real, people need to start thinking more because today is too much emotions in the street, man, and not enough reasoning and logic. And that's dangerous because we don't allow ourselves to move past that moment of emotional thinking before we react. And the ability to reason and logic is what separates us from animals. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly what makes us human. Our ability to reason and logic is what makes us human. And if you don't use those abilities, then you ain't no different than an animal in a cage at the zoo. Like, we have to use our brain. Like Pac said that way back then, use your brain. It ain't them that's knocking us off. It's us that's knocking us off. It ain't them that's killing us. It's us that's killing us. Like, we got to use our brain, bro. Like, for real. People got to start using their brain because pretty soon it ain't going to be nobody left. Like, everybody going to be locked up. All our communities going to be destroyed. The same people you said you love, you're not going to be able to take care of them. You're going to sit in prison and watch all of your family die. And the same guys that you was willing to put your life on the line for, they not going to be there. Period. I'm speaking the facts. I don't care who don't like what I'm talking about. I'm just speaking the facts. And I'm continuing with this hip hop news, man. By now, the whole world know that Young Thug and Gunna been denied bond. The fact that so many people surprised by this just shows me how little people really know about the judicial system. Because if you, they saying these dudes is responsible for, they are alleging that these guys are responsible for 50-something murders. Why would anybody believe that you're going to get a bond at this point, right? You may get a bond in the future. If you watching me, bro, if you watching me, Gunna or Thug or whoever, you may get a bond in the future. But they talking about 50 dead people, bro. They talking about 50 people that's dead. You think they in any kind of rush to let you back on the street? No. You know what I'm saying? But I hear everybody on all the vloggers, everybody, oh man, they didn't give bond to them. They didn't give them this. First of all, we got to understand when we do this vlogging shit, we just go off the information that we can gather. It's details and shit like that we don't know nothing about in regards to them people case. Because they ain't been to trial yet. So the district attorney them ain't putting all that information out in the news. We going off what we know and we making determinations on what's going to happen. And a lot of the vloggers, like I know Hassan Campbell been to prison before because he said it. I know a few other ones that been to prison, but for the bulk of it, like Wallow been to prison. But for the bulk of it, most of these guys, most of the vloggers is just regular people that's good on the computer. They got a good vernacular, know how to master the English language, and they jump up here and they pass an opinion about things they really have no knowledge of. Like, it was totally unrealistic for anybody to think that you was going to get locked up on this day and be out the following week or so. That don't even make no sense. You know, that don't make no sense at all. And like, people just don't understand the way the judicial system works, bro. It's easy as hell to get in that jam, but it's hard as hell to get out that jam. Gunna tried to put up everything but the kitchen sink, and they shut it down. We don't want that. We don't want your money. We want your life. We want your time. Because we gonna show you how valuable your time was, because now your time belongs to us. See what I'm saying? Gunna woke up. He want to get up out that jam. He trying to get up his mama house, his daddy house, all the cars, his house, $750,000. Put me on a bracelet, record my phone conversations. I don't even want to talk to them no more. Like, that's basically what Gunna was saying. You can record my phone calls because I'm done with them. I'm not talking to them no more. I ain't got nothing to say to nobody. I just want to go home and be around my mama and eat some greens and cornbread and something like that. I get it. But guess what, bro? It's too late. It's too late now. Your money don't even mean nothing no more. And you done ran into a brick wall because you can't pay the pass go. So was it worth it? Like, bro, people be having all the opportunity in the world to do something constructive and positive with their life. And you fumbled the ball, bro. Like, you was like 1 foot from the touchdown line. Yeah, they like 1 foot from the touchdown line, and you fumbled the ball. Because you ain't looking at where you going. You worried about the people in the audience that's screaming. So you trying to show out for them. And look where it got you at now. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is literally getting tricked off the street. I saw the $1 million worth of game episode. Shout out to Wallow and bro, shout out to Wallow and shout out to Gilly, man. I was watching the episode when they was laying that down on bro them. Just tell them you gotta move smarter. You know what I'm saying? But now it's too late. You done got tricked off the street because everybody got to be a super thug. Everybody got to be a killer. Everybody got to be everything but a man. Like, you got to wear all these other suits, but don't nobody advocate men using conflict resolution. Conflict resolution can solve a whole bunch of problems, but we just go full speed ahead until we run into the brick wall. And then you want compassion, you want care, you want consideration, you want all that. Now you in there waiting for the mail or the commissary. Now you in there waiting on them ramen noodles. I ain't no hater or nothing like that. I did 24 years, so I know what it's like in there. You know what I'm saying? Now you want ramen noodles, what time the mailman come, and all this right here. You want to get on the phone, asking people what they doing. Like, sir, we are doing everything you could have been doing had you better appreciated your blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's all about. Like, people be blocking their blessings. Like, God done put you in a position where you can take care of your family, you can take care of your kids, you can travel the world, you escape poverty, you escape all of those things. And just like a hog, you return to your own vomit. You return to the same place that you was trying to escape from. And like, don't appreciate the blessings. Like, people don't appreciate their blessings, man. And that's just really what it comes down to. At the same time, though, I just pray for their families, man. Like, each man is accountable for his own actions, in my opinion. But those babies don't deserve it. The daddy, Young Thug, daddy love him. I'm sure Gunna family love him. And they don't deserve to have to go through none of that shit. And I think a lot of you cats out there that's doing all that so-called drilling and killing and all that, you have to think about your family, bro. If you say you love your mama, you love your daddy, you love your kids, you're going to have to give somebody a pass. Because that love that you got for your family got to be more important than whatever you deem was disrespectful. Otherwise, you're going to leave your children in the same pattern of poverty that you was in, that you was able to escape. You see what I'm saying? Like, we got to be smarter as a people, and we got to be accountable for each other. Like, whatever happened down there, I don't know nothing about it. I'm not one of those guys. I don't talk about all that. What I'm talking about is we have to use our brains. Like, you a multi-million-dollar musician out there making a bag, doing everything you want to do. You have to let something go. You can't take everything with you, just like you can't take everybody with you. So something you're going to have to let go. And if you choose not to let something go, then you might end up in a place like that. You might end up dead, because we have to make better decisions, man. And that's my show for today. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for everybody for tuning in and listening. Make sure you following, subscribing, liking, and sharing the podcast, because it helped me out, and I appreciate it, man. I'm leaving y'all with a quote of the day. And the quote of the day is, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Be careful who you following. And make sure you know where you're going before you decide to follow somebody. Make sure you know where they going before you decide to follow somebody, before you find yourself somewhere you don't want to be. It's your boy Big Dawg, man. Big Dawg, I'm out of here. Peace.